Welcome to our cutting edge course, Couples Counseling, a new integrated developmental approach. My name is Stefan Deutsch. I'm a psychotherapist, I taught mentally challenged children, and I'm a philosopher of human development. I have consistently worked towards loving the same woman unconditionally for 37 years, and my reward is that she's still my wife in spite of my tremendous failings. The most satisfying part of my life has been discovering that my ideas in human development help couples heals their relationships, and then sharing those ideas with colleagues and faculty at various national and international conferences. The colleagues I met at these conferences have generally confided to me that they have not been fully comfortable nor truly satisfied working with couples. They believe this modality will change that. It was their suggestions and their encouragement that convinced me to put this e-course together for you. I'm excited to share this work with you because I have found this modality truly efficacious. Psychotherapeutic literature has made it abundantly clear to us that the therapeutic relationship between client and therapist is one of the most important determinants of success. This modality is able to create that team atmosphere where your clients feel totally part of their own growth and healing, feel they understand what you're asking them to do and why, and thereby are able to trust in you and the outcome. What has also made this continually evolving modality so effective in part has been the willingness of a small community of fellow practitioners like yourself to apply the concepts to both their practice and their personal lives. It not only confirmed the theory for us, but allowed us to dialogue about its benefits and drawbacks from life experiences, not just from intellectual conversations or interactions with clients. As a matter of fact, the simple, common sense, yet powerful concepts literally challenge the practitioner to try them in their own relationships, in their own lives. Now, I define movement in couples therapy as the changing of a couple's behavior and the tone of voice towards each other from unaware, hopeless, resentful, automatic, confrontational, to being more aware of how their own conditional behaviors cause problems, communicating clearly and listening proactively in order to solve those problems, being more hopeful, more forgiving, taking responsibility, letting go of blame, being affectionate, intimate, and working towards unconditionality. When only one spouse is willing to start treatment, I find with regularity that the spouse who was not willing to attend at first shows up after a few months. They come because they want to find out what has led to the profound change in their spouse. Both with couples and individuals, the treatment time is relatively short. Now let me ask you, do you have couples in your practice? Do they refer others on a regular basis? Do you really enjoy that aspect of your work? And would you like to expand your practice to include more couples and have it be more satisfying? For most of us, the answer to these questions is yes. We would like that. Hopefully, after this e-course, the answers to all these questions will be a yes, and you'll be as excited as I am about the satisfaction that is possible when working with couples. I not only have a surprisingly high rate of retention, but very rarely do couples drop out of treatment, and I consistently and constantly get referrals from them. Robert, do you like to be called Robert or Bob? What do you prefer?
Bob is good.
Bob is good. So Bob, why are you here today? What do you think is going on?
I believe we're trying to save our marriage.
Okay.
try to work on things because we can't seem to talk to each other.
Okay.
It usually winds up turning into an argument.
Okay.
And
is there something specific that you argue about?
it's pretty much about everything. It's about money. It's about, you know, a lot of it's about money.
Okay.
And the other problem is I work a lot of hours.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. All right. Carrie, why are you here?
He asked me to come and do this with him.
Okay.
I'm really not sure he is willing to make the changes necessary to keep our marriage going, but I'm willing to try.
Okay. So you're here because he asked you to come, and you're kind of skeptical.
I've tried to talk to him about how I'm feeling about things and why I react to different things that he does, and he'll do what I ask and not do the things that he knows that upsets me or sets me off.
Give me an example.
I don't think it's too much to ask that if you're going to be coming home late from work, for you to let me know more than 5 seconds before you're supposed to be in the door.
Do you think that's a reasonable request?
sometimes my schedule, I can't, I don't know I'm gonna be late, okay?
But a lot of times you do know you're going to be late. And for a week or 2 weeks, everything will be fine. He'll keep that in the front of his mind. He'll let me know when he's not going to be home. And then it's right back to the same things again.
The job is just, my schedule changes. I travel a lot, so it changes. I don't have a 9 to 5 situation where I'm gonna be home exactly the same time every day. So sometimes this happens. On the other hand, you know, to be spiteful, I'll come home from work and there'll be no dinner, and she'll be like, well, you weren't home on time, and she'll have eaten dinner without me, not even leave me a plate, which I think is pretty crummy. I mean, you could at least leave me something. You know, it's not like I'm not having a good time doing bad things. I'm working for the family, and
What do you think, Carrie? I mean, he's saying he doesn't have control over the schedule, and he feels sometimes you're spiteful.
First of all, his schedule and his working late is not necessarily in front of a desk with a client or in front with a computer or getting work done. It's going out with people and drinking and having a good time, and occasionally going out to dinner with these people where I make dinner and he'll come home late and say, oh, I've already eaten, we took so-and-so out. So if occasionally, oh, well, you've already eaten dinner that I have made for you and held you a plate, and then you come home and say that you've already eaten, then tell me where my motivation is to keep a plate for him so that he may or may not eat it because he may or may not have dinner yet.
Got it. Did
that's only happened a couple of times. I mean, for the most part, that's only happened a couple of times.
Happens enough.
too many times for you?
And do you ever say to me, gee, I'm sorry, I should have called you and I should have not, have made you go through this? Or God forbid, if you know that you're going out to dinner, listen, honey, I'm going out to dinner. I've called such and such a restaurant and they're delivering your dinner too. So since I didn't have to make dinner, you shouldn't have to make dinner either. Would that be something that ever crosses your mind? Even if it's just the local pizza place?
No, I never thought of that. I'm sorry. When I'm working, I'm focused, and maybe I'm a little bit inconsiderate sometimes. But for the most part, I think I do call you. I do let you know what's going on. I'll tell you before I go to work, and
That is very, very far and few between, and you know that.
Robert, Bob, what I would like you to do is look at Carrie and tell me what it is that you see. Look at Carrie, head to toe, and tell me what it is that you see.
I see a very beautiful woman I fell in love
No,
with.
no, you don't.
No.
No, you see a woman.
Okay. I see a woman here that I've been fighting with for a while.
No, no, you don't. You see a woman. What else do you see? See. Key is see. What are you observing? What do you see? Use your eyes.
Well, I see, how about what I feel? I mean, if
No,
it's,
what you see.
I just see, I see a woman in front of me that I,
Okay, you see a woman. What else do you see?
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Okay, you see glasses. You see a woman.
Oh, okay,
You
yeah.
see glasses.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do you see?
I see her hair, her glasses, her necklace.
What do you see about her hair?
Well, it's nicely styled and
Okay. Curly,
it's curly, it's wavy.
wavy. Okay. What else do you see?
She has bangs in front of her eyes.
She has bangs. Okay. What else do you see?
She has lipstick on,
She has lipstick. Good. What else do you see? Head to toe.
and she's wearing a nice sweater
She's wearing a sweater.
and jeans
She's wearing jeans.
and sneakers.
Sneakers. Good. What else do you see?
And she's wearing a ring
Okay.
and no earrings,
Okay.
just a little bit of makeup.
Okay. She's sitting forward or back.
And she's sitting straight up with her hands folded.
Okay, her hands are folded. She's sitting straight up, and her knees are
Touching.
together. Good. Okay, Carrie, what do you see? Look at Bob and tell me what you see.
He's got blue eyes,
Okay.
mustache.
Okay.
He missed a little bit shaving this morning on his neck.
Okay.
He has on a nice sweater,
Okay.
blue pants. Looks like he did something this morning by his bruise on his finger.
Okay. You see a bruise on his finger. Okay.
He's got freckles on his hands,
Okay.
but not
correct.
so much on his face. A little on his forehead, which I'm thinking is from the sun.
Okay.
He looks kind.
No, you don't see that. What do you see?
His shoulders are down.
Okay, good.
He's kind of slumping a little.
Okay.
He has a very concentrated look on his face.
His brow is furrowed.
Yes.
Okay, concentrated is what you added to it. Okay, we tend to do that. We tend to not just look and see what we see, but we add all of this, our own story to what we see. The other thing is that when we are upset, one of the first things that we stop doing at home is really look at each other and notice each other. What we really see when we look at the other person is our story. And what I want you to do from now on when you go home is to get used to actually looking at each other the way you used to do it when you first got involved, dating, engaged, married, because at that time people really look at each other, they watch each other. When there are problems in a marriage, people stop looking at each other, they glance the other way, they don't want to make any kind of contact. So that's what we practice here every time you come. That's what I want you to practice at home. Good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do another exercise, okay? And one of the reasons you're here is that each one of you feels that there are a few things the other person could be providing that at this point they're not. Some quality, some way of relating, some kind of behavior that would make for you the marriage more comfortable, make you feel closer in the marriage. So I want you to think a couple of minutes about 2, 3 things that you would like to ask each other, that you would like to have in the relationship. And this is called creating a vision. This is about understanding what the other person's idea of marriage is, what makes them happy in the marriage when it comes to our personal qualities. Okay, so take a minute, just kind of think about it. 2, 3 things. What is it that you would like to ask? Tell the other person that's missing, and then we're going to ask the other person, is this something that they would be willing to provide in the relationship? Okay, who would like to go first?
I will.
Okay, Carrie.
I would like us to be a team, to be working together. I feel that you are gone doing the things that you do, and I'm left to keep everything running. And when I ask for help, I get nods, and then it doesn't get done, and I have to ask again, and I have to ask again.
Okay, so teamwork, more cooperation in some of the things that need to get done in the marriage, in the home, etc., etc. Okay, another thing. What else would you like to have in the relationship?
I would like us to do things to make us happy.
Okay, can you give an example?
We used to go dancing. We used to go for walks in the range, remember? And we didn't care if we got wet or that we might catch a cold. We did it because we wanted, it was something that we were happy we did together.
Okay, good. Okay, so teamwork, doing things together that make both of you happy. Good. What else?
I understand that you have close friends that you've known your entire life. And I understand the importance of you needing to spend time with them. But there are those, and you know who they are, that don't like me and don't like us. And when you spend time with them, I feel that all that they do is bash me and us to you, and I know you'll never admit it to me. But when you go out with them, it makes me feel insecure because I know that they don't like me, and I know that they feel that I've taken you away from them.
Okay. So what you would like, Carrie, is that there are some people who you feel are not good for the relationship, and you're asking Bob to spend less time or stop seeing them?
I don't know how to resolve that one. I just know that when you are with them, that I get these feelings.
And the feelings are?
Resentment, paranoia, maybe even.
So that you feel Bob resents you? Or these people resent you? You feel it has an effect on Bob? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I know that they talk about me. And I don't know what his reactions are to them.
Okay, but you're concerned about it.
Yes.
So you don't feel it has a good effect on him and therefore the relationship?
Yes.
Is that, okay. And so the request is, and you're saying you're not sure how to resolve it?
I'm not sure
Okay.
how to resolve that one.
Okay, got it. So teamwork, doing things happy, and taking a look at some of these, what you would consider more negative influences on Bob, some of the friendships.
Yes.
Okay, good. Bob, 2 or 3 things that you're asking for that for you would make the relationship better, closer.
Well, the one thing that when I come home and I do want to talk to you about things I care about, like having an interest in like my job that's important to me, and I want to talk to you about things, you never really seem interested. You always seem distant. You always, you just have no interest in what I'm talking about.
So you're asking more interest in your work if you want to share it, you know, when you would like to share it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What else?
The other problem we have is, the spending. We spend too much money on dumb things. We need to tighten our budget. We're trying to build a future, and it just seems like the money just seems to be going out faster than it's coming in. We need to tighten up a little bit.
Okay, good. And is there another thing that you're asking for?
I would like her to be nicer to my mom. My mom can be overbearing, but whenever my mom comes over to the house, you're kind of standoffish with her.
So nicer, maybe a little more respectful to your mom.
That would be great.
Okay, good. So Carrie, do you remember the 3 things that you were asking for that would make a difference, you feel, in the relationship?
Sort of.
Okay, so teamwork, spending more time, right? That'll make you more happy, was the second one. And the third
his
one?
friendships.
And some of the friendships that you're concerned about, the influence it might have on the relationship. Okay? So, Bob, just repeat what it is that you hear her say. Okay? So again, and say those things kind of briefly and succinctly rather than kind of going on. Okay? So your vision for the relationship. 1, then Bob, 2, then Bob, 3, then Bob.
Working together to get things done.
Good. Bob.
Working together to get things done.
Okay, good. Another thing you'd like?
Doing things together that make us both happy.
Okay.
Doing things together that make us both happy.
Okay. Finally.
Reevaluating some of your friendships that are detrimental to our relationship.
That I'm concerned are detrimental to the relationship.
Well, reevaluating friendships that
You feel.
are detrimental to our relationship.
Okay. So now the question is, Bob, you heard those 3 things that Carrie is asking for. Are those things that you can commit to?
I think so.
Okay? Teamwork, meaning things that need to get done, doing them together, doing things that make both of you happy.
Yeah, we have.
Walking in the rain, but with an umbrella this time. A few years older.
Yeah.
Okay. And Carrie doesn't have a solution, but would you be willing to look at some of these relationships that she's concerned about?
Absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
and the influence they have. Okay, all right, good. Now, share your 3 things with Carrie, again, one at a time. Carrie, just let Bob know you heard it.
Being more interested in my work and things I have to say.
Okay?
You would like me to be more interested in your work and things you have to say.
And I want to be more financially responsible.
Okay,
You would like us to be more financially responsible.
okay.
And my mom, I'd like you to get along better with my mom.
Okay.
You'd like me to get along better with your mother.
So Carrie, having heard the things that Bob is asking, that he feels will make a difference in the relationship, are those things that you can commit to working on with him to bring into the relationship?
Yes.
Very good. Okay. So now what we're going to do, so that's the beginning of us creating a vision, and we'll work with it. Each time you come, we'll add some more things, and we'll also evaluate how the week went. In other words, were you a little bit more considerate with mom? Were you guys talking about spending money together before money's spent? Did you take an interest? Did you together do some job around the house that Carrie needs some help in? Did you take a walk in the rain? And did you have a conversation about some of these friends that Carrie's concerned about? So each week you can take a look at, are we working towards our common vision? Are we working towards the things we asked of each other? Because that is what is going to tell you, whether the relationship is working for each of you, right? If you're beginning to get from Bob the things you asked for, if you're beginning to get from Carrie the things you asked for, you're naturally going to feel warmer, you're going to feel closer to each other. And as other things come up, we keep adding it to the vision. We keep adding it to the vision. And the purpose of the work is at some point what we reach is that most of the things that you feel were missing are now there. And this is the person that's providing it for you. Okay? So, one of the things that happen in relationships, and we kind of saw that before, is that there are problems. Perhaps, what do we do about some of these friends? How about, the way you are with mom? And it's hard to talk about it. And then, we drop a hint, we say a few words, get into an argument, and it just doesn't get resolved. Okay? So we're going to learn a tool that's a very important tool in marriage, and that is how to resolve a problem. When we have an issue, how do we talk about it? How do we feel heard? How do we perhaps bring it to some solution? Because again, if we don't, then we're stuck with it. We're stuck with it, we're stuck with it, we're stuck with it, we're stuck with it. And out of that come resentments. And out of that comes distance. So good communication always brings you closer, and poor communication or no communication drives you further and further apart. So I'm going to give you a couple of sheets so you don't have to memorize this, but this is what we're going to learn. It's called mirroring. Okay? And the whole idea of mirroring is that we repeat exactly what the other person says. It doesn't become a debate. It doesn't become an argument. It is pretty much a one-sided conversation where somebody says something important to them and the other person is willing to be there and let the other person know that they hear every word they have to say. It's called mirroring. So as we go through it, you're welcome to glance down. You don't have to memorize this, okay? And I will also help, and I will also coach you, okay? So perhaps this is an opportunity to talk about some of those friends. Like you said, you don't have a solution. Some of those friends that you're kind of concerned about the effect they have on the relationship. Would you like to try that as a communication for the exercise?
Okay.
All right, okay, let's do that. So one of the things that you see right there is that when you have something important to talk about, you want to make sure you're talking to your spouse when they're most available to hear what you have to say. Not necessarily when you want to talk about it, not necessarily when you are angry about it, not necessarily when you got the courage to, now I'm going to really, let him have it. But you want to talk to your spouse when both of you are in that place, okay, let's talk. And the way we do that is by actually asking each other, is this a good time? There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Is this a good time? Because it may not be. You might be in the middle of cooking dinner, or you might be watching something, or your head might be somewhere else, or maybe you had a really bad day. And today is not the day you want to talk about, something Bob wants to talk about because he's upset. And you might say, I'm sorry, I just had a really bad day. Can we talk about it tomorrow? And the reason that's good, Bob, is because if you insist on talking to her when she had a bad day, you're not going to get satisfaction because her responses are going to be not what you're looking for. So we always want to know if the other person is really ready to have this conversation because that's when they're going to be most available to really hear what we have to say. Otherwise, we're really wasting time. And then we just feel more alienated from each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Makes sense, right? Okay, so why don't we start? Why don't you ask Bob, is this a good time? There's something you like to talk to him about, and is this a good time for him?
Honey, there's something I'd like to talk about. Is this a good time?
Yes, it is.
I know that the Super Bowl is coming up, and I know that Ken is going to want you to spend time with him and watching the game. And I'm concerned about it.
Good. Bob, so what I'm hearing you say, you're going to repeat everything she just said, but you start with what I'm hearing you say.
What I'm hearing you say is that the Super Bowl is coming up and Ken wants me to watch the game with him and you're concerned about that.
Did I hear you correctly?
Did I hear you correctly?
Yes.
Is there anything more?
Is there anything more?
Ken doesn't like me. And Ken would like me to disappear off the planet.
Okay, good. So what I'm hearing you say,
So what I'm hearing you say is that Ken doesn't like you and he wants you to disappear off the planet.
you feel like he wants you to
You
disappear.
feel like he wants you to disappear off the planet?
Did I hear you
Did I
correctly?
hear you?
Yes.
And is there anything more?
Is there anything more?
I am upset. Well, I get troubled when you spend time with him because I know that he does not like me and that he makes you feel, he chides you about about our relationship.
So what I'm hearing you say,
So I'm hearing you say is that you feel Ken doesn't like you and that he chides our relationship
and that you're troubled by it.
and that you're troubled by this?
Yes.
Did I hear you?
And I did hear you correctly.
Yes.
Is there anything more?
Is there anything else? Anything more?
I don't understand why you like to spend time with someone that wants our relationship to fail.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say,
So what I'm hearing you say is that you can't understand how I spend time with someone who wants our relationship to fail. Did I hear you correctly?
Yes,
is there anything more?
Is there anything more?
that covers it.
And you might say, I'm really concerned about the effect he has on our relationship.
And I'm really concerned about the effect he has on our relationship.
That's a real concern. So what I'm hearing you say,
So what I'm hearing you say is that you're concerned about the effect he has on our relationship. Did I hear you correctly?
Yes.
Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
Now, would you like to go into some resolution? Would you like Robert to perhaps respond to what you said? You know, his thoughts and feelings? Would you like to hear his thoughts and feelings?
Yes.
Okay, so then you say, would you like to tell me something about what I just said?
Would you like to tell me something about what I just said?
Yes, I would. Is now a good time to talk?
Now is a good time to talk.
Well, first, our relationship means more to me than any of my friends. And the only reason I hang out with Ken is because he went through a divorce and he's bitter. And I guess he feels everybody should be divorced. I don't think it's anything particular towards you.
Okay, so Carrie, so what I'm hearing you say,
So what I'm hearing you say is that because of Ken's
our,
bitter,
our relationship,
nothing is more important to you than our relationship.
and the only reason,
The only reason that Ken is acting the way he is because of his divorce and the bitterness involved in it.
and that's the only reason you're hanging out with him.
And that's the only reason you're hanging out with him.
Did I hear you correctly?
Did I hear you correctly?
Yes.
Is there anything more?
Is there anything more you'd like to say?
Yes. You know, I guess maybe he's cold towards you. I don't think, he's never said anything nasty about you, except maybe your pain in the neck. But if he ever put you down, I would never stand for it.
Okay, good. Karen. So what I'm hearing you say,
So what I'm hearing you say is that if he put me down, you wouldn't stand for it. And he has never said anything about me other than I was a pain in the neck. Did I hear you correctly?
Yes, you did.
Is there anything more? Is there anything more?
Is there anything more?
Yes. If the relationship with Ken is really causing a problem, I'm willing to cut time down with him because it's not worth losing my relationship because he lost his.
Carrie.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you will cut your time with him down because you will not allow his bitterness in his relationship to affect our relationship.
Did I hear you correctly?
Did I hear you correctly?
Yes, you did.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it.
I think if you can do that, that would be a wonderful resolution to this.
I didn't know it bothered you that much. I know he's been a pain in the neck because of what he went through. That's the only reason he's around so much. You know, because he needs to find himself somebody else. You know,
But it can't be him.
no.
Good, good. Bob, which issue do you think you'd like to talk to Carrie about?
My mom is a problem.
Okay, so there's something I would like to talk to you about. Is this a good time?
There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Is this a good time?
Yes, it is.
My dad passed away. It's been a long time. It's been, 7 years? And my mom's very, very dependent. And I know she's become very grumpy and cranky. And sometimes she criticizes when you cook things. And
Okay, Carrie. So what I'm hearing you say,
So what I'm hearing you say is that since your father's been dead for the past 7 years, that you realized that your mother has become grumpy and critical of my actions,
and also dependent.
and also dependent on you.
Did I hear you correctly?
Did I hear you correctly?
yes,
Is there anything?
Is there anything else?
yes. As being the oldest son, my mother depends on me. And I don't think she means to be mean-spirited. I think she's so distraught of my dad being gone that she's just miserable all the time.
Okay, Carrie.
So what you're telling me is that because you're her oldest son, that she has become more dependent on you, and you don't feel that she means to be as miserable as she is? Is that what you feel?
Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes.
Is there anything more?
Is there anything else?
Yeah, I just want, I'll talk to my mom, you know, to let her know that what she's causing us to go through. But I just need you to be more, you know, understanding of where she's coming from.
Okay, good.
So what you're telling me is that you will speak to your mother about how her attitude is
Affecting me.
affecting our relationship, and that you would like me to have more patience with her for what she is going through with the passing of your father. Did I hear you correctly?
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Just like to say that, I think we can work together on it, and we can do it.
Okay, good.
So what you're telling me is that you think that we can work together on it and we can accomplish a positive solution for this. Did I hear you correctly?
Yes.
Is there anything else?
No.
Would you like to hear Carrie's response? What do you think about what I just said?
Yes, I would.
Just ask her, say, you know, I would like to know what you think about what I said.
I would like to know what your thoughts are on what I had just said.
I know your mother before Dad passed and after Dad passed. I understand that a lot of the changes that have happened with her are a direct result of Dad passing. I also understand that some of the problems are not. She has always been critical of me. And Dad was there to smooth it out a lot of the times. And he's not here anymore. So I don't know if necessarily she's gotten worse, or I'm just hearing more of it because Dad isn't there to buffer it or to make a joke.
Okay, Carrie, Bob, so what I'm hearing you say,
So what I'm hearing you say is that a lot of things about my mom are the same before my dad died, and some things have changed since he died, but you feel she's very critical of you, and
that
Dad-
used to smooth.
and Dad's not there to smooth out the jokes anymore. I mean, to smooth it out, and she's more aggressive on you. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Is there anything else?
I would love to have a better relationship with your mother. I think that I need to get past the fact that she will always resent me because I took you away from her.
Bob, so what I'm hearing you
So what I'm hearing you say is that you want to have a better relationship with my mother, but you feel she resents you for taking me away from her? Is that what I heard you say?
I feel that in order to have a better relationship with her, I have to accept the fact that she will always have a slight resentment of me
Okay.
for taking away from her.
So what I'm hearing you
So,
say,
so what I'm hearing you say is that you want to have a better relationship with my mother, but you feel that she has this resentment against you, and she'll always have it for you, because you feel she took me away from her. Is that what I heard you say?
and that you will have to accept it.
And that,
You will have to, you, Carrie, will have to accept
and
it.
you will have to accept that.
Is Is that what I'm hearing?
Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes.
Is there anything else?
In order to accept that, I need you to acknowledge that it exists and be more supportive of me and more comforting to me when you know that she is doing it.
Okay, good.
I'm not asking you to.
That's it, Karen. Robin.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you want me to be more supportive of you when you feel that she's I guess, putting you in a bad position on it. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
I want you to acknowledge that
Once you, how about if you put it this way, Carrie? I want you to start becoming aware when she behaves that way with me, so that you can understand why it upsets me.
I would like you to become aware of when she is acting this way towards me, so that you can understand how I'm feeling.
Good.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you want me to be more aware and understanding about what my mother is doing to you while she's doing it, and you want me to be more supportive. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
I don't necessarily need you to be more supportive when it's happening. We are not going to be able to change her, but I would like you to be more appreciative of the fact that I am trying and doing this because I love you.
Okay, good. So, what I'm hearing you say.
So what I'm hearing you say is, it's not that you want me to be more supportive when she's doing this, but after